Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. It's always crooked. It's because my nose is crooked, I think. We're going to do a collective reading for today. Today is Saturday, May 16th, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. We don't need you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. So we're going to use a Fated Encounter by Finding Fate. FindingFate1111.com if you're interested. I got mine off of TikTok. I don't know if they're still selling them on there or not. I just thought I'd do something fun and meaningless. Not that our lives are meaningless, right? Hopefully all the meaningless stuff is in the past. Wait, did that sound bad too? Everything has meaning. Everything. Sometimes, unfortunately. Two on the table. Five on the table. We're going to do two more shuffles. Someone that was wearing a mask wants to have a conversation with someone. But with the hangman, like they don't know how to go about this. They're kind of at a loss. I think that was on Seinfeld. I've talked about that. I've referenced this before. Was it Seinfeld that said it? Or one of his girlfriends or something about a loss. It's a loss, but it was supposed to be loss, but they said it's a loss. It's a loss. Two more shuffles. Something about a connection. This person thinks that somebody is their person. And I don't know why, like in the back of my mind, like I'm picturing somebody, like, so take how it resonates, but if somebody is interested in you, they're not necessarily coming directly to you. They're going to someone else and having this conversation, like with a friend, a family member, a mutual friend, even. Like they're going to somebody and saying, like, was that two shuffles or one shuffle? Okay, we're doing one more shuffle. They're going to somebody and they're being like, I can't get so and so out of my head. Like, I need to talk to them. This is my person. Like what the fuck? And I'm not necessarily opposed to someone confiding in another person. I'm not opposed to that. I guess I'm just always fearful of what that person is going to do or say. Because it's not okay to try and change somebody's mind. It's not okay to try and play with people's lives. Like, I think when people listen to people's thoughts, like, and they're there as a guide, they should be a guide. And they should not be playing with fate and destiny. We got 7 with bottom of the deck. Oh, you guys know how I feel about this card. Yeah, this person, they feel like they're supposed to make a promise to somebody, or they feel like they were promised to somebody, or somebody was promised to them. Bottom of the deck, transition, manifesting. I'm coming home. Look at that. Remorseful. Like this person, like I said, they feel lost. They feel at a loss. They're obsessed. they feel like they should have taken control of the situation sooner. This person might be run by the moon. They might do moon magic. They might just adore the moon, like moonlight, that kind of thing. Something in the summer, or they're coming in the summer. It's going to be summer soon. All right. Let me show you the cards. There's 7 cards on the table. We got fiction, pillow talk. And this is where I get that they might be talking to somebody else, because that's kind of what pillow talk is usually in reference to, is like you talk to somebody else about someone else, which, I'm not necessarily, if it's with good intentions, I'm not opposed to that. But does the person that you're talking to have good intentions? That's the problem. Can you trust the person you're talking to? We got the Hangman. We've got Union. We've got You're the One for Me. We've got Promises. And we've got Children. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. Sorry for my hair. Like, I was out sun tanning, and it's warm out there. It's warm out there, and the sun is warm. And I was out there for maybe what time is it? Like maybe 40 minutes. And I roasted out there. But it's good. I love it. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. So here's the thing. You can call me crazy all you want, but I feel, when I look back at past relationships, past lovers, other than the ex-husband, because that was kind of kept quiet, other than from probably my parents and my brother, and his mom and his sister and his family, I didn't really tell friends right away that I was seeing the ex-husband, and he didn't move in with me until almost a year later, and I kept it quiet, and I kept it quiet from certain people, and I also didn't have other certain people in my life at that point. When I look back at past relationships, there is a lot of interference from other connections, from other parties, from like third party energy, whether family, friends, mutual friends, co-workers, a lot of interference, a lot. And here's the thing. If you follow, if you subscribe, you guys know that I fell in love with my younger male coworker last year. And I thought that he was seeing my friend at work. Both of them are coworkers, okay? I still see them every day at work. I thought that they were seeing each other. I literally told my girlfriend, my friend, you don't have to tell me if you're seeing him or not. I'm exiting out of the equation. I said, I don't want to be a part of whatever you do or don't have going on. Like, if you're already dating him, you're dating him. If you want to date him, go for it. I'm taking myself out of the equation. There was no communication with him on his side on, whether he was interested in me or not. So I took myself out of that equation, and I told her, I said, I love you. I support you. I want the best for you. You do whatever you need to do for you. I can't be a part of that, but I love you. And I took myself out of that equation. To this day, I still don't know if they were ever a thing. I don't know if they still are a thing. And it's none of my business. If they're like, for all intents and purposes, is that how you phrase that? I feel like everybody always says it wrong, and then I wonder, am I saying it wrong? I probably am, right? Like, I couldn't care less. They could have been dating the last 8 or 9 months. For all I know, they could be engaged. They don't put off any type of vibe at work as if they're in a relationship. They don't. Sometimes they hang out together at lunch. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they sit. Very rarely, actually, do they sit together on break. And if they sit together at lunch, it's usually with a group of people. It's the other friend that I don't talk to, the one friend's nephew, and then there's another guy in the department, closer to my age, but but not too far from their age. I get, well, closer to my age, I guess. Anyway, um, yeah, they usually sit in a group. So I would have no idea if they were really together or not. And unless they're telling certain people, I don't know that anybody else in the department would know that they're together or not. It doesn't matter. They could literally come to work on Monday and be like, "Oh, we're getting married, we're pregnant," or, like, and I really would not be all that shocked. I don't really think anybody else in the department would be either. And a part of me, would be feel kind of bad for them, because why I don't know why they would have hidden it this last 8 or 9 months. I mean, I told you could do whatever. It's your life. You do what you need to do. Like, you don't need to hide that from me. I mean, either way, it was heartbreaking for me, in a way, um, and still is because of other factors. But what I'm saying is I was not the interference in their relationship. So, like, if they were together, I told her, like, you do what you want to do. I'm taking myself out of the equation. And I did. So if they broke up, that wasn't me. Like, I did not interfere with that. I took myself out of the equation. I told her, I said, you follow your heart, you follow your dreams, you do you. I would do that for myself. You know what I'm saying? So I just, this gives the vibes of, like, if it was the reverse and I didn't take myself out of the equation and I started fucking around with them and I tried to interfere and I tried to fuck things up for them and all that kind of stuff. That's what kind of gives me the vibe here when I look at this pillow talk. It's like somebody talking to somebody, but they probably really should not be. And again, I, you think people are trustworthy, family, friends, whatever the case. That's not always the case. That's not always the case. We always want to feel like people have our best interest at heart, and that's just not always the case. And I know it's hard to come to terms with that. Um, and I've been talking a lot the past couple of weeks about keeping things quiet, and other readers tell people all the time, keep stuff quiet. Don't tell people what you're doing, this, that, and the other. Um, you know, like like I said, if you know that you can confide in someone specific and they're not going to spread your business around, then go for it. Do that. You should have a confidant, right? Everyone should be able to have a friend that they can talk to and it won't get spread around the universe. Everybody should be able to have that. The thing is people aren't always trustworthy and people are human. That's the other thing. It could not even be like bad intentions. It could just literally be like you tell somebody and they're like, oh, okay, so and so, this, that, and the other. They're in love with so and so. Fabulous. They're going to go towards this person. And then you tell somebody else by accident, and oh, Ted is going to go ask Susie out. And you tell Tammy, and Tammy's like, what? But I'm in love with Ted. Like, people have like slip of the tongue, and they say things that they forget and they shouldn't say, and then somebody finds out that shouldn't find out, and shit hits the fan. We got the children card here at the bottom. And you guys know, if you follow, if you subscribe, you guys know how I feel about this. This card, there's a tarot card that represents children, right? Family. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, I think, is family. There's always an oracle card that's devoted to kids. Pregnancy, financial support, kids are involved. You guys know how I feel about this card. Adults often act like children. Adults often act like children. I don't think this is about somebody having kids. They could, right? You could have kids, they could have kids. If this isn't resonating for you, somebody could have kids. But here's the deal. I think whoever they confided in about this secret love that they have for this person, how they want to go towards this person, how they feel like this is their promise, like God gave them this gift. Somebody's going to act like a big fucking child about it. Like, I don't think somebody has good intentions. Like, they're going to tell a friend, or they're going to tell a friend of a friend or a family member of a friend. And then that person is going to run and tell somebody else and tell somebody else and tell somebody else until somebody finds out that shouldn't have found out. And for all you know, for all we know, the person that this person wants to go to could find out before this person comes in and be like, "Oh, Ted's in love with me. Ted thinks I'm his person." Well, why is he telling every person on the planet except me? That's another thing too. Like, if you were to find out somebody was interested in you from another person, how would you feel about it? How would you feel if, you went into work one day and Tanya Tanya came up to you and said, "Hey, Jay is telling everybody that, he's going to ask you out. He has a crush on you. Are you going to go out with him?" How would you feel if, like, everybody in the office or everybody in the warehouse or whatever, everybody in the Best Buy knew that this person had a crush on you and they were coming towards you, and everybody knows about it except for you, and you're just finding it out. And then, like, why didn't they just come and tell you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just that kind of feeling of, like, bombardment and, like, out of nowhere, and everybody knows. And not that it's necessarily a bad thing, right? But whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's friends, sometimes you want things to happen slowly, to progress slowly, and in the quiet and in the silence. Sometimes you don't need everybody to know all at once. Sometimes that comes later. You want to get to know a person. What if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't work out between Jay and you or whatever? And then Tanya and all these fucking people in the office, they're all like, "Well, why didn't it work out? What happened? He's not good enough for you. She's not good enough for you. Like, are they abusive?" Like, like, if something were to work out and you just, like, okay, we'll just call it quits and remain coworkers, remain friends of the family, whatever. You could just keep that quiet. You don't have to, you know what I mean? You don't have to deal with any rigmarole. But when everybody knows about it and everybody's guessing, you know? And here's the thing. I worked in retail for 20 years, and there was always gossip, right? There was always gossip, and I always tended to work with more women than I did men, although occasionally I would be in stores where there was more men than women, and that's fine. Um, but there's always some type of gossip going around. It's retail. What else do you got to do but gossip about each other, talk about each other? The thing is at the end of the day, it really wasn't ever anything bad. It was more like, "Hey, did you see what Sam did? Hey, did you see what John did?" Like, it was more like constructive gossip. And when I moved into the warehouse in 2019 and I got my job, at the warehouse, a lot more people, right? A lot more room for chaos, a lot more room for um, guessing, guesswork, and so much more gossip, and not at all positive or constructive for the most part. Like, people just literally talking shit about each other, people making up shit. I remember the first time, like, I wanted to haul off and slap a bitch because I was friends with one of the girls there. Stunning, beautiful girl, was going for her nursing degree, lived on her own, was taking care of herself. She was working full time where we worked. She had, like, a part time job. I want to say she was bartending, but I can't remember. She had a part time job. I know that. And then she was going to nursing school and taking classes, and she was paying her own rent, and she had a really nice car at the time, and everybody was like, "How could she afford that car? Like, how does she make those payments? She must have a sugar daddy. Oh my god, how is she so pretty? How does she get her teeth so white? This, that, and the other. Oh my god, she must starve herself or throw up, because how is she that thin? She never eats anything, but look at her eat." Like, And I was working in the department at the time with mostly women. There was probably only like 2 or 3 men, and they were always on the machines, the vehicles, moving stuff around, pallets and stuff for us so that we could pick. Women do not like other women. Let's just talk about that for a second. Like, women should be supporting other women because we have to go up against men. Okay? And I'm sorry, I'm coming off a little one-sided here, but seriously, like, women should be for other women. Women should support other women. Women should be friends with other women. And I can't tell you how many again women in this department, in that warehouse, were bashing other women just because they were more beautiful, more successful. You can't be supportive. You can't love someone for what they do and for who they are. Just be a good person. There was a lot of there, and even today, you guys know I talk about it all the time. Even today, where I am now, in the department I am now, there's still a lot of bullshit that goes on there. A lot of bullshit. I would not want to be a part of that circus. I would not want to be a part. I would not want to be a part of that circus. This is like, this is frustrating because I think whoever this person is has really good intentions. They like somebody, maybe in love with somebody. They want to go towards them. This is their person. But they're going to confide in somebody that just does not have the best intentions. And I really hope I really hope that it works out in the end, because it's giving vibes of like just total bullshit. Just total, like, mm, somebody's looking for this. They want this with somebody. But this is going to end up getting in the way. This is going to be like the downfall. This is going to be the chaotic element, because they're going to tell a friend, a family member, a coworker, something, and somebody's going to try and sabotage something. Or again, maybe not even deliberately, but I feel deliberately with the children card. I feel deliberately. You guys take how it resonates, because I mean, I've had it both situations, honestly, deliberately and not, like, oh, I didn't realize, did you not realize? Mm. Do I give you the benefit of the doubt? How many times do you give someone the benefit of the doubt? Something about roses may be significant. There's there's sunflowers on here, but I'm seeing roses. White roses, pink roses, yellow roses. Somebody might like to garden or have plants. I'm seeing like a watering can, like a water, but like kind of like a metal jug with like a spout with like a handle with a wooden. You kind of hold it and you kind of tip it like an old fashioned. Something about ladybugs. Somebody might have a thing for ladybugs. They are darn cute. They infest everything, but they are darn cute. I don't mean they're like infesting. I just mean like they're everywhere. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope it resonates for somebody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it, if anything, you guys were entertained. I hope y'all have a fabulous Saturday. Hopefully, it's as beautiful for you where you are as it is for me, because this is wonderful. I'll talk to you later. Bye.